Cavite State University Sikat Campus taking a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering program. But before that, my name is Junmark Balbuena,
Jack Earl Ahon,
and I'm Dwayne Howard Pianotado.
So for today's video, we are going to demonstrate a comprehensive understanding of basic occupational safety and health principles.
This is through the creation of video presentation analyzing the real-world case study.
Let's go! In this end semestral project, we choose Pamalaang Barangay of Mulawin as our chosen facility, government facility, as to create a report. Because I am a resident here in Tansa, Cavite, I want you all to showcase my beloved place. Believe me, this might be a simple report, but it can have a bigger impact in the long run. So let's take a brief introduction about Barangay Mulawin. So the Barangay Mulawin of Tansa, Cavite serves a administrative and community hub for the residents of Mulawin. This establishment plays a crucial role in providing essential services, addressing community concerns, and fostering a sense of humanity among its inhabitants. So the Barangay Hall is not just a building. It is a symbol of local governance and community engagement, where residents can seek assistance, participate in community activities, and engage with their local leaders. The title of this report is Barangay Mulawin, Tansa, Cavite, an Occupational Safety and Health Evaluation. This consists of 8 topics. The first one is the demographic, housekeeping, material handling, material storage, fire safety, electrical safety, occupational health, and lastly, the observation and solution. So the first topic that we are going to tackle is the demographics of the employees and the visitors within the Pamalaang Barangay of Mulawin. So for the number of population, we identify the maximum capacity of the establishment and the number of daily in and out goers. So according to them, by estimation, the facility can hold a maximum capacity of 43 persons. It is consists of duty employees and visitors who have concerns. For the population by age and gender group, for the employee only, the data presented below are only estimated. We are not allowed to have original copies of their employees' background, as it will also take time to have complete copies of those information. Also, there is a personal and confidential information that we are not allowed to see. But according to them, they have a total of 130 employees, including barangay employee, elected and non-elected, barangay kabataan officials, barangay tanod, and many more. Out of those 130 employees, 80 of them are male, while 50 are female. The age ranges between 30 to 70 years old, and most of them are seniors.
In housekeeping, we discussed the 5S philosophies that the establishment applies to their system. In Barangay Mulawin, we quickly saw that the place was clean and well kept, even from the outside. The streets were very clean. When we went inside, it was very clear that they followed the 5S philosophy. The area was tidy, with no mess, and everything seemed well managed. This shows that the people there care about cleanliness, order, and discipline. It also means that they understand the 5S principles. 5S from sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. In discussing the 5S philosophy, we asked them how they implement those 5S philosophies. In Barangay Mulawin, there are 43 people involved, including both employees and visitors. During our talk about the 5S philosophy, we found out that they really follow it. They said that there are employees responsible for conducting the 5S based on their job descriptions. Maintenance, for example, all related good housekeeping is their work. This is the under barangay unit clearances. Each of them also clean and organize the place every day, making sure everything stays neat. This is important because many people come to the barangay for help or to share their concerns. Their efforts to keep things clean and in order show that they are serious about helping the community in a proper and professional way. In material handling, we discussed the most common lifting guidelines if they apply to their system or process. In discussion about material handling and common lifting guidelines, we found out that these are not directly applicable to Barangay Mulawin. Why? Since barangay is not a production or industrial facilities, they do not implement formal lifting protocols. Their daily activities do not involve heavy lifting or handling of industrial materials. So the standard lifting guidelines used in factories or warehouse are not necessary in these settings. However, they still promote basic safety practices among their staff, especially when moving supplies, setting up for community events, or handling barangay equipment. While not formalized, there is awareness of proper posture and safe handling to avoid injury. Identify the manual-powered handling equipment that they use. As I said before, the barangay is not an industrial or production facilities. They do not use typical handling equipment such as pallet jacks, hand trucks, or trolleys. Their daily operations mainly involve administrative tasks and community service activities, which do not require the use of such tools. However, in rare cases, such as during relief distribution, cleanup, drives, or setting up for events, they may use basic tools like wheelbarrows or carts to move items. Still, these are minimal and not part of regular operations. Identifying the mechanical powered handling equipment that they use. As for identifying the mechanical powered handling equipment used in Barangay Mulawin, this is also not applicable to their operations. Why? Since I said before, since they are not a production or industrial facilities, they do not utilize equipment like forklifts, conveyors, or automated lifting machines. Their primary focus on providing basic community services and addressing the needs of residents, such as health, sanitation, safety, and public assistance. Mechanized handling tools are not necessary for day-to-day activities. Instead, they rely more on manual effort or simple tools when needed, especially during activities like relief operations, cleanup drives, or barangay events. Their work centers around service and administration rather than logistics or material movement. Discussing the safety protocols they implement for those types of equipment. They implement basic safety protocols and provide regular training for their employees and volunteers on how to properly handle the simple equipment they use. This includes instructions on the safe of use of tools during community activities, such as cleaning, event setup, and relief operations. Their safety measures focus on preventing injuries by promoting proper handling techniques, awareness of surrounding, and the use of personal protective equipment, or PPE, when necessary. This proactive approach helps ensure the well-being of everyone involved in barangay operations. Next is material storage. Describe the warehouse or storage facilities that the establishment has. Identify if it is properly illuminated, properly ventilated, and has at least 2 fire exits in case of emergency. Regarding material storage in Barangay Mulawin, as you can see in the picture, their storage area is quite simple and basic since it is not a production facilities. They do not have fire exits especially designated for the storage area, nor do they require specialized ventilation system due to the nature and quantity of materials stored. The barangay mainly basic supplies and equipment for community use, which do not pose significant fire hazards. In the establishment itself, there are no formal fire exits either, only regular windows and doors serves as entry and exit points. While this setup may be adequate for their current scale and type of operations, there may be need to improve safety measures as the barangay grows or handles more materials.
In terms of fire safety, identify the early warning device that they can incorporate into their facility. For example, smoke detector, fire alarm. In Pamahalaan Barangay of Mulawin, they do not have any early warning device. However, they do have fire extinguisher and fire hydrant that serve as safety equipment that can be used during a fire. Identify the fire safety equipment they will use in case of fire outbreak. For example, fire extinguisher, fire hydrant. They have fire extinguisher and fire hydrant in the barangay hall that can be used during a fire outbreak. As of now, these are the only fire safety equipment as this is the only equipment that the government could provide. Discuss their protocols in case of fire outbreak. So how do Barangay Mulawin discuss their protocols in case of fire outbreak? Well, according to them, they conduct fire drill. This fire drill stands as catalyst to equip every employee to fight if there is a case of fire outbreak. In this fire drill as well, they practice immediate response, evacuation procedure, fire extinguisher use, review, and update protocols. Discuss their training program for fire safety. One of Barangay Mulawin primary program is what I said before, the fire drill. Aside from that, they also have fire brigade, whereas every employee is taught how fire extinguisher work. The purpose of this program is to prepare people for a future need scenario, training them with basic knowledge and survival skills during a fire, increase the survival rate of community. Let's move on to electrical safety of Barangay Mulawin. Discuss the organizational measure and technical means that the system applies to prevent harmful and dangerous effect on worker from electric current, arcing, electromagnetic field, and static electricity. In Barangay Mulawin, to prevent harmful and dangerous effect on worker from electric current, arcing, electromagnetic field, and static electricity, they make sure to apply organizational measure and technical. The worker undergo training on how to identify the hazard, follow safety protocols, and properly use equipment. Authorized personnel are only one who's allowed to use or touch electrical equipment. And daily monitor may detect hazard before they become harmful and dangerous. It is also mandatory for workers to wear protective gear like gloves and face shield, and tools like circuit breaker, grounding, and static control system aid in maintaining everyone.
The major health problems that the employee encounters in Barangay Mulawin is the mostly common colds. There's no usual hazard in the barangay that is the source of illness. Usually, because they face different people with different concerns, employees were affected by the cold. Discuss what the management does to prevent those health problems. Well, according to them, employees are informed that if they might have felt infected by any health viruses or problems, they are allowed to take a leave for rest. This policy ensures that employees prioritize their health and do not feel pressured to work while unwell, which can prevent the spread of illness and promote recovery. Discuss the assistance program that the management team gives to the employee or to the workers. So all employees are provided with health insurance, which covers medical expenses for illnesses, injuries, and preventive care. In the event of any injury sustained while on job, employees are covered by workers' compensation insurance. In case of death resulting from a work-related injury or incident, the management team offers death benefits to the employee's family. This may include financial compensation and support to the help of the family to cope with the loss. Our last topic that we're going to discuss is the observation and solution. Based on the observation of the system at that facility or establishment, identify the most common problems that we encounter from the basic occupational, health, and safety engineering viewpoint. Then, try to solve their problem by proposing a list of solutions to solve those problems. Based on the observations of the system at Pamahalaang Barangay of Mulawin, these are the several common problems that we identified from a basic occupational health and safety engineering viewpoint, as you can see below. So take note that it is only a simple facility of government. We don't expect too much from it. As not all provided with government with their necessities, only those important. So, however, this proposed solution might help in the future. Is the lack of early warning device. So, but the facility does not have any early warning device such as smoke detectors or fire alarms, which are crucial for alerting occupants in case of fire outbreak. So, in order to have a solution to it, we suggest to invest in smoke detectors and fire alarm system to provide early warning in case of fire. It should have also a regular maintenance and testing of these devices should be scheduled to ensure functionality. Second problem is insufficient fire safety equipment. As you can see before, the only fire safety equipment available are fire extinguisher and fire hydrant, which may not be adequate for larger emergencies. So in order to fill it, the pamahalaang barangay of Mulawin should acquire additional fire safety equipment such as fire blankets and more fire extinguishers, and ensure that they are strategically placed throughout the facility. They should also conduct regular inspection to ensure all equipment is in working order. The third problem that pamahalaang barangay Mulawin encountered is inadequate ventilation and lighting in storage areas. Although it is not a industrial facility, they should still have ventilation and lighting in their storage areas. The storage area lacks proper ventilation and lighting, as you can see before, which can pose safety risks, especially if hazardous materials are stored in the future. So in order to have a solution with it, they should enhance the storage area by installing proper lighting and ventilation system. This will ensure a safer environment for storing supplies and equipment. And that ends with our presentation. Thank you and good luck.